Hello, Fanatics. DJ Breaks here, back for another unscripted and unsponsored review on a LEGO 2021 Jurassic World set. It is the TVX Dinosaur Fossil Exhibition. Really long title. It is set number 76940. It is recommended for building ages 7 and up. Comes with 198 pieces, and it retails here in America for about $30 US. And if you don't know, this 2021 wave is loosely tied into the Camp Cretaceous Netflix series. So we do have some characters from that show popping up in these sets, as well as some vehicles, but it's not fully based on it. And we do get Owen from the movies in here as well, just to kind of sell it a little bit better. I would have liked to have seen an actual Camp Cretaceous full line, but for what we do get, this is a nice departure from different from the Jurassic World line, where it's just vehicles and dinosaurs. So it is nice getting a little display piece like this. But without further ado, let's get into it, start deconstructing and seeing how it stacks up, starting as always with the minifigures. First figure we're going to look at is Owen. He's pretty much the exact same figure we've been getting since 2018 with the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom line. Same torso, same leg print, same hair and same head. It's really not different. He's just thrown into the set because he's the new character from this recent wave of movies. So, and there's his alternate expression, but again, nothing we haven't seen before. And the other main figure we get in the set is Darius. He's pretty nicely done. He's got plain sand blue legs for his jeans there. He's got a nice torso print with that yellow jacket over the white shirt, and you got the tooth necklace there. You got some nice darker orange to highlight some details and some pockets on the jacket. I will say that the white shirt underneath is kind of a little washed out from it being not printed well enough. And then the back torso, you just have the hoodie from the jacket, as well as some more creases on the back. And then his head is other new print. You get that expression, and then flipping around you get a nice scared expression there. And then he just does come with that fin hair that we've gotten many times before. But he is a very nice figure. Again, just kind of sucks with the white on the torso not being printed well enough. So the only real dinosaur we get, aside from the fossil T-Rex we'll get to in a minute, we get this baby Triceratops, which is not a new piece. We got it last year in the 2020 wave, but it is a new coloration for this mold. You got the tan on the bottom, you got some nice sand blue coloring, you got some nice painting done here for the horns and the beaked horn right there, and some nice eye print, some nice prints on the side of the figure, getting all those spots in there. And then you can mount a figure on there if you want. You can remove this little tan sand blue brick and tile, and have like somebody ride it if you want to play with it like that. So just a cute little Triceratops, and glad they included some living dino in here. So here, the set all built up, but you do get a small little display teaching rolling cart thing. And then the main build is the T-Rex skeleton on a little podium that is removable. So we're going to start looking at this, starting with the smallest thing. Starting looking at the small thing, it's a little informational teaching cart thing. It's a pretty simple build. It has approximation of rolling wheels here at the bottom with these pin parts nicely used there. Doesn't actually roll, but it's just there for the looks. This right here, the whiteboard with all the different info, is a sticker. It's pretty large, but it does look really nice. You have a little light here at the corner. Pretty simple build, but you can angle it a little bit if you want. And then on display here, you just have a couple of artifacts. One of the egg pieces in tan, so it's really nice getting that part in a cheaper set. A little tooth piece for a piece of bone. If you want to use your imagination for that. The leaf here, apparently this is supposed to be a prehistoric artifact, but must be perfectly preserved or something because it's bright green. Would have liked to have seen a different color for that. You do have some space down here to store something, but there's not that much room for it. And this on the side is a little pointer stick, what it's supposed to be, so you can put it in the hand of a minifigure and point at different stuff, and it just clips right there. I do like the fact that they have storage for it. But another main build of the set, you have this TVX Fossil kind of skeleton build, and it's on this podium here, this info podium. We'll start this out by showing that it is removable from the display base if you so choose. It's only connected via two jumper 2x2 tiles here, so it does disconnect pretty easily if you so want to remove it and play with it that way. It is fairly simplistic in its build, using some slopes on the side to give it some shaping. You have that great piece used for like some detail, and then on the front you have this little plaque, info plaque here on the front for some information on the dinosaur. That is a sticker, and that can be angled a little bit if you want. And I will also note that if you want to pose the dinosaur, you can attach it that way too. It's not shown that way, but you can put it either way if you want, just to pose it however you want. But getting into the actual T-Rex skeleton here, I'm going to start by bringing in actual T-Rex from the Jurassic World line, considering this is supposed to be a skeleton of these. And you can see it's pretty much the exact same size, so I'm happy that they didn't downscale this. They could have easily done that, but I do appreciate the fact that the designer went out of the way to make sure this is in scale with an actual T-Rex from the Jurassic line. So that is also helped in large part by them reusing the mold of the T-Rex head in tan here, and it's printed with the skeleton details for all the holes in the skull. That is such clever part usage, and it does function the exact same as the normal T-Rex head. So you do have the opening jaw if you want. And so many times we've gotten T-Rex or dinosaur skeletons in the past and the skull was always brick built, so I do appreciate the part usage there. Speaking to the rest of the build here, it's pretty involved in some places and pretty standard in the others. You do have a mixture of tan and dark tan, which are the predominant colors, and then you have some smatterings of white, some black, and you do have a little bit of new dark orange here down at the bottom of the feet. I don't mind all the random colors and random supports here, considering this is supposed to be a skeleton on display at a museum. If you've ever been to a museum, they often have these types of skeletons posed up in different poses, just using the skeleton, and they often have a whole bunch of random support beams and stuff just to hold the skeleton up here. So that's kind of what the designer was going for, and it is fairly nice. You do have some odd shaping right here for the rib cage. They do use a clip and lightsaber hilt just to kind of get the rib cage shaping just right there. So that is pretty cool. Small hinge clips used here for the hands. You have some nice shaping down here. The tail and is done really nicely. You have all these teeth pieces representing spine bones. You actually have a detail here representing like part of the hip bone. They could have easily left that off, and I'm really glad that they didn't. And going down here all the way down to the feet, again you have these hinge pieces here representing a mostly supported foot here. Again, going after that aesthetic, and it's pretty well done. You do have some white pieces here in white for the first time, so that is pretty nice. I do not like those studs exposed right there. I wish those could have been covered up in some way. And then back here you have the tail, which is pretty nicely done too. It's a series of clip and hinges. Pretty repetitive build a little bit, but the overall effect is nice. But there is some articulation, if you haven't noticed, with this for this build here. So because they use a TVX head, it can rotate a little bit. You can get it up and down. Again, I showed the jaw being able to open and close. Because these aren't a clip hinge, these can hinge out, but they're pretty static in their pose. As is, these hip joints can fold out a little bit because they are just clipped on there, and these ratchet joints can just move wherever you need them to. So that is pretty nice. And then you have these joints are really nicely utilized. So you can get this in some dynamic poses if you want. Which brings me to the tail here. And the tail, it's kind of the weakest part of all this posing here, because you just get a clip hinge that just goes a little bit up and down, and these can curl up really nicely. See, as you can see here, that is it completely folded in. But if you've ever seen a T-Rex skeleton at a museum, they often have the tail whipping around, so I really would have liked to have seen a ball joint here. And to pose it, they could have kept the hinges here the same, but I would have really liked to have seen a ball joint there. So that's about my only gripe with it. Again, this thing is a really well done skeleton, and I hope to see more of these in the future of the line. And that's the other thing too. If this thing's a little top heavy, but the same can be said for the TVX itself. That is a little front heavy if you get in the wrong poses too. But getting it back on the display base, looking at the extra pieces, pretty standard here. Small assortment actually. You do get an extra lightsaber hilt, extra stud, extra slope, and a couple extra teeth, the most interesting of which is that larger tooth piece in tan, because that is quite an uncommon color to get for that piece. So going over the instructions, it's a nice big square booklet stapled. Front cover, as always, has a set with the set number, the QR code for the building app if you want to use it. Front 2 pages have the build by bag number, and then the building app, a little bit of info on that. And then it's pretty much a straightforward build. They have you build the small stuff, and then most of it's spent on building the actual TVX Fossil, and that does have about 44 pages of building. And then the back here just features a cross-sell for the rest of the 2021 Jurassic World line, including the Duplo set, which is interesting that they showed that there. And then the back here just has another cross-sell showing you all the dinosaurs that you get with this wave of sets. And then you have the parts inventory, and then you have the product feedback on the back. So looking at the box here, it's that standard Jurassic World that we've been seeing since the start of the line in 2018. That whole design with like a Lego-fied Owen and Blue up there in the corner. Nice product shot of the set in action. Down here they show off all the minifigures as well as the couple dinosaurs that you get in the set. Set specs on the side. Top of the box just features more of that great detail with the primary dinosaur here, the fossil being right there, and then the rest of the figures with Owen sporting the actual size. And then back of the box just features another product shot of the set, as well as some of the play features that are in the set. So going into my final thoughts for the set, build-wise, couple complaints here. Again, with the T-Rex there, some of it just more came down to some of the more questionable parts of the build, where you just have on that front by the neck, you just have random exposed studs there. The tail for me was the biggest miss. I really wish that it had a ball joint on it instead of a ratcheted hinge. You could get so much more posing out of it from that. The little stubby arms I'm okay with. For the most part, they are pretty stacked, but I would have liked to have seen some little posing, just maybe use slightly different pieces there. The like teaching cart thing, pretty nice little substantive build there. It is pretty nice that they do give a little more of something that you can actually see in like the halls of around Jurassic World, so that's pretty nice. Minifigures, again, that Owen we've gotten so many times before. It's still nice to get him, even if he is a little bit overdone. And then you get Darius from the Camp Cretaceous. Nice inclusion. He is the main character of that series, so nice to get the two leads of the different media here. And I'm going to include the baby Triceratops here in with the figures because it technically is one. It is nice getting that mold again for those that missed it last year, but it is also nice for those that did get it last year to get a different coloration of that mold. So really nice to get an actual dinosaur in here, considering the main thing that you pay for is technically just a skeleton of a T-Rex. And quality wise, my only real complaint quality wise would be that torso on Darius. He's supposed to have a white shirt and a white tooth necklace on his as part of his design there, and I don't think that translated too well. As well as I think that they used way too bright of a color just to show off all like the texture on his jacket and stuff. I don't think that worked out well either. Price $30 for this in the US. I can most of the Jurassic World stuff is I guess you could say overpriced just because the dinosaur stuff, the molds for the dinosaurs do cost a little bit more for Lego to make than the average parts, and you do get tiny Triceratops here, but you also get the actual head of the T-Rex mold, so that I imagine it plays a very big role in that price. But even without that, I do feel like this is a $30 set. I do get my money's worth with the build here, because I can easily see this being a $30 set. You do get a nice... You do get the T-Rex skeleton, you do get that podium it sits on, and then you do get the little info cart, so that all really does feel like it deserves that $30 price point. So this set is going to get an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Comment below what you think about the set and your opinions. I always look forward to seeing them, having a discussion with you guys, because that helps out the channel. Hit that like button because that really helps out the channel, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that bell because that helps the most. And I will see you in the next video. Until next time, keep building.